have a LSC chair.
Okay.
At this time, I do not have a LSC chair report.
Okay.
But I do have questions for later on in the meeting.
Sounds
for the record. Okay. Thank you.
You're
Principal
welcome.
Richie, if you would like to go over your principal report.
Absolutely. Question for the committee. Did I email the committee a copy of the report yesterday?
Yes, I received it.
Okay, very good. So according to the report, our attendance rate has hit 89.3%. That's a drop of 1.58% over last month. That's year to year. So where we were a little bit above, now we're a little bit below where we were at last year. I think a lot of that is based upon the illnesses that are going around. That's RSV, COVID, of course, and this new flu that's going around. Somebody just joined us. Do we have a quorum now?
Is that Miss Sobridge?
Never mind. I see Miss Allen twice. Maybe it was something going on with that. All right. Our on track data. Currently, we have 32% of our students on track, 19% almost on track, 15% near on track. That's a drop from last month. Again, on track is basically a combination of passing grades, attendance rates, and behavior. We'll have to look more into the data, but I do believe the drop in on-track rate is linked to the drop in attendance that we had. For medical compliance, we're up to 71.83%. That is an increase of 1.27% over last month. We have not completed any new emergency management drills. We are still at 43% complete for the school year. Upcoming events this month. On the 20th, we have our December PAC meeting held at 9 o'clock. On the 20th, we also have our holiday assembly. There will be an AM and a PM session. The PM session will be open to the public and community. That same night, after the assembly and after dismissal, we will have literacy night from 4 o'clock to 5:15. Have fun activities, have food for families and fun activities in classrooms related to literacy. Our Scholastic Book Fair will be open from the 15th through the 22nd. Mr. Grauer, our lead coach, is going to schedule times for classrooms to come down. The 22nd of December is the last day of student attendance for semester 1. The 23rd, that Friday, will be a school improvement day, a non-attendance day for students, and schools will be closed from December 24th through January 8th. Observable classroom measures are going to continue to be lesson target that address the standards, and is the student task aligned to the learning target. That's what the teachers have been working on in grade level team meetings. Our mission and vision is stated. Our CIWP priorities continue to be MTSS, student voice, engagement, and civic life, balance, assessment, and grading. Listed for you on the report, I also have the CPS School Leadership Framework placemat, in which I put different activities under each domain. For organizational leadership, we are currently meeting with alternatives. I believe that meeting is scheduled for tomorrow, today or tomorrow. They are going to help supplement our behavioral health team, provide counseling for students, and help us track and monitor behavioral and mental health issues in the building. Specific staff members will be invited to join the BHT. It's going to be based upon their experiences and knowledge of the students. I'm going to reach out to people in the building of various positions. So we have some long-term subs. I want one of them on the team, as well as seekers and other people who interact with our students on a daily basis. K through 2 progress monitoring is now occurring. We decided to do assessment in between beginning of the year and middle of the year, just to see if we're seeing some growth thus far. And according to our primary coach, Mr. Grauer, we are seeing that growth. So students are making progress in primary grades. A thorough review has been going on of the standards and objectives for our current 5-week cycle of learning. Through committee and grade level team meetings, we continue to get teacher input and feedback from teachers. Domain 2, Sattler phonics and vocabulary books have been delivered and teachers began incorporating them into lessons. Purchases have been made to supplement our Tier 1 instruction. That includes teacher paid teacher access, IXL renewal, primary access to RAS Kids. IXL was reinstated for all core subjects and will be used for instruction and progress monitoring in math, MTSS. Fontes and Pinnell kits will be purchased for 6th through 8th grade MTSS reading. And CPS Tutor Core provide Tier 2 and Tier 3 reading instruction for K through 5 and for math K through 2. In terms of climate and culture, Dean Jones is in the process of creating a school-wide incentive program, Dean Bucks. 8th grade parent meeting is scheduled to review behavioral requirements and decide upon end of the year activities. I personally have sat in as case manager for 3 consecutive weeks to hold referral and annual meetings. We currently held 10 meetings with 3 additional scheduled. The goal is to be compliant by the end of January 2023. Ms. Tutson has created a QR code for parents to arrange conferences with teachers. Parents will not be allowed past security during the school day without an established appointment. A volunteer log for all volunteers will be implemented. There is an hourly cap of 10 hours per week for all level 2 volunteers. Last domain, domain 4, talent. Veteran teachers have been assigned to our novice DL teachers to assist with IEP development. Ms. Boyd, our 2nd grade teacher, has announced her retirement. I will promote talent from within the building to take the 2nd grade classroom for 2nd semester. I'm currently seeking a TA for the pre-K room 109. I will work with Chairperson Perkins to identify a parent worker to be a miscellaneous employee in the building. Our current miscellaneous employee, Mr. Williams, has been a successful addition to the building. And I am also currently seeking an additional DL teacher for the intermediate grades. That is my principal's report for the month of December.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ritchie. Is there transitional planning?
There is no transitional planning report.
Okay, and CIWP report?
The only thing I have to report out on CIWP is that the ILT is going to begin discussing today a calendar for that, so we can start mapping out what we want to do with CIWP this year.
Okay. And I had a question regarding the CIWP. Is this where I could ask it now, or do I need to wait to the?
You can ask.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to know if the CIWP has been amended or changed since it was submitted in 2020. Has there been any updates to that at all that you know of?
Since 2020?
Well, I believe it was instituted in 2020, and we're in its 2nd year now. And I was just
So as I'm pulling up the CIWP now, for clarification of the question, are you asking if this current administration has made any changes or if any changes have been made since 2020?
I was wondering if any changes have been made since 2020. Or can you decipher that?
That would be a no, because we haven't had administration until he came.
Okay.
And the previous administration couldn't have done that. If they
Without.
did, they illegally did it because LSC did not address it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, just in looking at it, it was dated, and I'm assuming that that was the final copy that was submitted. So thank you for that.
Well, so I'm just looking. There were some things uploaded May 5th. I don't know if that was a change. That was under Dr. Gardner. I don't know if that was a change, if it was budget related or what, but that was under most of the various areas. But as I look, I will have to dive deeper into this to see. But like upon this first page, a lot of this was done under Dr. King.
Yes.
Back in April and May of 2020. I would just have to look deeper to see if any changes were made to answer your question post 2020.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. And next, it's a PPLC report.
Okay.
Yes. And I just have just a brief report for PPLC. I just wanted to share that we did have a meeting on Tuesday, December 5th. I believe that was the 5th. But just briefly, I wanted to share that it just continues to feel that our efforts are being derailed and they're just ineffective. And I believe overall the committee is discouraged from establishing, and just moving forward. It just feels that the environment is to be made to feel as uncomfortable as possible for the committee members.
I would like to call a point of order.
Yes.
So in the report, we have to report what has been learned, what has been accomplished, where we're going, not the rigmarole of what goes on in the meetings. For example, in my principal's report, I put what we've either done or currently doing. I do not fill my report with the difficulties I have with teachers or students on a daily basis that kind of interrupts or get in the way of that. So with that, we need to hear the report of what PPLC has decided upon or how we're moving forward.
Okay, well, we may not be moving forward. We are considering disbanding, so we will just have to, I guess, update you with that as we move forward. So thank you for that.
And I would like to just mention that as a result of that meeting.
Point of order.
Hello?
I believe, although you're both co-chairs, I believe you do have to ask for the floor, Ms. Johnson.
Oh, I apologize. Thank you.
You fine, Ms. Johnson. You got a question? Go ahead.
Okay, so I just wanted to add on the fact that we were hoping to have a follow-up meeting with the principal, and also maybe even reach out to the not the network, but more support outside of Revis for moving on with the meetings, maybe more training to move forward.
Is that for LSC or the PPLC or both?
That would be the union for more support with establishing a PPLC. Union support for training. So moving ahead, we, as speaking to the co-chair, we discussed, a possibility of more training, and also moving ahead with the principal to discuss those more in-depth details that we do not discuss here online with the LSC.
Okay.
Okay,
And thank you. And I just have a question, Ms. Perkins. As this is a platform for PPLC to share its progress and I guess what is occurring within PPLC, what do you suggest if we are considering disbanding or if we're rendered ineffective due to perhaps someone who perhaps has some intent to do that? Is it correct that this is not the correct place to share that? How is that to be heard if it's not heard within the school or being listened to within the school? What if this is not the platform for that?
So let me respond as of this. The LSC is not in control of the PPLC. You have an opportunity as the co-chair on PPLC to express. When you express, I understand what Mr. Ritchie is saying, that not everything that happens in that meeting had to be displayed here on LSC. And if you all, and I'm saying it in front of Mr. Ritchie, if you all are having such a hard time, there are people you can go to that can help you all line out this situation. It's very unfortunate that anyone has to feel left out or disrespected on any matter. This is a job, first of all, for majority of you all. For the rest of us, it is either volunteer work or wherever we may fall in line from. It's very unfortunate that we all cannot act as adults and get this handled. I've been hearing a lot of stuff that is very unpleasing on both sides. And we have to figure out a way to work this out, because who is being affected by it is the students. If you affected mentally, these students are affected mentally. If you are affected physically and you go into that classroom, at some point that displays and somebody's child is affected by it. So we have to figure out a different way to come together.
And thank you, Ms. Perkins. But as for the record, my report was not extensive. It was very short. And I guess I will, in the future, submit it in writing. But I'm not sure how Mr. Ritchie can determine that, it was extensive or that it was going to perhaps go into such detail. But I think the biggest point was that we're considering, if we're going to continue with the PPLC because of the challenges, and our teachers do not want to be overly scrutinized within their jobs, and they do not want to face any adversarial situations with their principal or leadership within the school. And I was just sharing that as PPC co-chair, but I was not going to go into specifics with respect to what did happen in the meeting, not this time. But I just wanted to say that we are in a state of, crises within the PPLC. I think it's important to share and be noted in the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'm not speaking for you, Mr. Ritchie. But I do want to say this. I don't think it was the length of the PPLC report that you have. Sometimes things can get a little over graphic for that LSC cannot deal with. I'm open to sitting down and all of us having a meeting and figuring this out without all the extra stuff. I want you to know that the PPLC is your report, and how you write your report is solely on you. But there will be times that if I feel it is leading to a negative result, I will ask you to refrain from saying something, because the LSC is not built on conflict. We want to resolve conflict, not build it. And I'm not saying you bring conflict at all, so don't take that away, Ms. Allen. But I want to find, we can mention it, but then I want to find a solution to fix it. I don't want LSC to be the dumping ground. It's said here and it's left here. If we say it here, let's actually figure out a solution to fix it.
Yes, thank you, Mrs. Perkins.
Before we move forward, Mr. Ritchie, did you have something to say to that, or?
I do. Thank you for giving me the floor. I don't know why it has to be this difficult. I look forward to having a PPLC with the ideal and hope that it will stay within its lane. It gives the teachers an opportunity to decide upon what curriculums we bring into this building. It gives the teachers an opportunity to decide how future monies will be spent. It is a very valuable committee, as long as we ensure that we are focused upon what the committee is meant to be focused upon. With that, I look forward to having a PPLC. I look forward to the first scheduled meeting with myself so we can get that input. But in the case the PPLC does not rise to the occasion, we do have other curriculum committees, such as the STEM committee and the literacy committee, that can give voice and input. Unfortunately, they won't be able to report out to the LSC. That's all I have to say on that.
Okay, I'm gonna mention this and then we can move forward. Is in the beginning of your statement, you said you don't know why it's so hard. I know why, because you have people that feel disrespected. You have people that feel things have been brought as far as the teacher's material and they're not being included. You have some teachers that get something and other teachers not getting it. You have some teachers that have access that other teachers don't have. So it's a feeling of either you in the in crowd or you not. And that's not what we are looking for. We're looking to actually build a family at Revis. When we talk about Revis, that's something that we always have said. And yes, in families, there are people you don't like. Trust me, I know, and it's the majority of mine. However, we have to learn to still work together, whatever
And
that may look like.
I respect that. I respect that coming from you, Chairperson Perkins. But at the same time, perhaps we need to have a discussion, because wherever you got that from, and however many people you got those ideas from, is a small subset of our staff. So just going back to particular comments such as some people have and others don't, going back to my principal's report, when I say after every committee meeting and after every grade level team meeting, we get input and feedback from the teachers. Not only do we get it, we apply it. So for example, just 3 to 4 weeks ago, I sent out a survey asking all teachers what supplementary materials they need. The teachers that responded after multiple, invites and asks, got exactly what they needed. I'm here to provide for every teacher to ensure that they can provide for our students. Now, if they don't speak up, I can't stuff it down their throat, right? So I would love to sit down to talk to you more, to get an idea of where your thoughts and ideas are coming from.
Okay.
And I just one comment on that, if I can. as this is the PPLC report. With respect to the survey that was sent out, it was something that was stemmed from PPLC. A member was pretty adamant about sending out a technology report. That report, survey. That survey was sent out to teachers. However, the data was never came back to the PPLC. It was just executed upon, and we did inquire about the data, and we were informed that it was none of our business for the most part as to what was purchased, and it was a private matter. So those public funds, it ends up being more private. But we were not under the understanding that data would be used, just going forward without us having a chance to look at it and having a say. And we did not know that filling that out would indicate this is what you're going to get. So it just wasn't clear, but it was executed and it is done.
And just for clarity, perhaps that was discussed in PPLC, but it was discussed in grade level team meetings prior to PPLC even forming. And as the instructional leader, if my teachers need something, I'm going to go and get it, especially if there are lines in the budget specifically for those areas. I do not need PPLC's permission to make any purchases. PPLC's sole function is to provide me guidance and suggestions for curriculum, for budget, as we continue throughout the year into next year. Anything that's budgeted from last year's budget done in May, if the teachers need it and we have a line for it, I have all right to purchase it. Now, if there comes a need where we don't have a line, that's when I will come to LSC and ask for a budget transfer, explaining it to LSC so we can then make the vote to see if I can get that transfer to put it on the line to purchase what's needed.
Well, we weren't trying to step on your toes and execute a purchase, or we just wanted to see the data to see what teachers wanted, and that was our only objective. It never made it back to PPLC, and when we did inquire about it, it was a response that it wasn't necessarily our concern or our business. So I understand we have not made efforts to cut into your ability to buy materials or anything. We were just trying to see the data to have some input, but I understand where this is going. Thank you, though. Thank you.
So I will get some clarity because I know that the budget is supposed to be discussed in every LSC meeting, and I'm not sure. Before I say that, I'll get some proof. So I don't want, this definitely is not gonna turn into a back and forth. Mr. Ritchie, I am in 100% agreement with you that we can sit down and figure out what you said. So if you can give me some dates when you get some availability, then we can definitely make that happen.
Okay, I'll reach out to you today.
Okay, I don't want to stay stuck on this subject because there are teachers on here that actually have students that got to teach, and I'm sure Mr. Ritchie has some things he have to do, and as the rest of us as parents. So, can you tell me the next thing that is on the agenda, please?
It's discuss and approve budget transfers.
Ms. Tobridge still have not joined us, so we can discuss, but we cannot approve any budget transfers. Mr. Ritchie, did you have anything for the budget that we needed to discuss?
No, I have no request. I'm sorry.
I said,
I'm sorry, repeat that for me.
I said, or possibly had to transfer, budget transfer.
Thank you for that. I have no request for budget transfers this month.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Allen, can you tell me the next thing on the agenda, please?
Yes, it is the school uniforms.
Okay. I know that we were supposed to do the survey. The survey went out. Did you all get any response back?
There were multiple responses back in the office. We had a folder with them. When I checked over the weekend for that folder, is no longer there. But the responses are somewhere within the building. We just have to locate them and then tabulate the data.
Okay, so we could table that decision until the next meeting because we can't. We don't have all the information and we don't have a quorum to vote anyway.
Okay, and I did retrieve the survey, so I do have them in hand, and I do also have the parent in hand as well. So I can tabulate and maybe put together a chart of some sort that we could all look at and kind of visualize what the responses were.
And student responses are done as well.
You have responses too, Ms. Johnson?
Yes, from the students, so from the classroom. So we have those. I just, when I've tallied them, I'll send that report as well.
Okay, so we'll just table that for the next meeting. They give you all a month to get it complete, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next is vote to change the meeting times. We had some evening meeting times to change. I think
Unfortunately, we don't have a quorum. So could you make sure that stays on the next agenda? Don't remove it.
yes.
In fact, don't remove nothing off the agenda because we can't even do any votes. We don't have a quorum. So the next thing, I'm sorry.
Okay. And the next item is just diverse learner update summary.
Okay.
Okay, with that, for diverse learners, currently we have 9 students out of compliance. Meetings are being scheduled. We are seeking an additional intermediate DL teacher to balance caseloads. Caseload funding will be discussed at an upcoming DL, diverse learner teacher PPC meeting. And basically what those funds do is for teachers who have higher caseloads, it provides monies for them to get paid for before and after school work, so on. That also goes for our clinicians with high caseloads. So that is the DL report.
Next, it's open comments and public participation.
Okay. Do I have any open comments that the members would like to say anything? Any open comments for the public?
Chairperson Perkins, you did have questions, or did you get them out already?
No, I did not get them out. I will get them out when we meet.
Okay.
So if there are no questions, concerns, Mr. Guar, you can.
Yes. So just one thing I wanted to clarify was the date for the book fair. So where the delivery for the book fair is coming it's supposed to come on the 13th. But the book fair, the earliest we could start the book fair would be Friday the 16th. We had slated it to start the 19th through the 22nd on the dates. But I will do my best to start it on that Friday the 16th because the Tuesday the 20th we have a lot going on with the assemblies and the literacy night, and to schedule times for the classrooms to attend for half-hour segments to pick out their books would be hard on that Tuesday. So I'll try and have it set up for Friday, but Thursday to open it is a day that we have our grade level meetings on that Thursday. So if we could move the date so we could set it up on the 16th, that would be really great. And Chairperson Perkins, if at some point this week you and I could touch base, if there's some PAC members that would love to help me out with the book fair when the children are selecting books, that would be great. I would love that assistance. Is that okay?
Yes, that's fine. I'm sorry. I was trying to do two things at once. I heard you.
Okay.
I am one of them to volunteer. Why I have these two parents on the phone. I must say that you guys are amazing parents, and can y'all help us?
I can help.
Thank
That's
you.
all I tell you, Miss Starks. I'm waiting on you to pop in. Go ahead, Miss Starks.
Yes, I can help.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
I want you to know that I have both of y'all email and phone number. I'm gonna blow your phone up when that time comes.
That's fine. I got a lot of time on my hands.
Thank you, Chair Perkins.
No problem. Thank you. Is there any more questions or concerns? If not, it is 8. Oh, when the next meeting date?
January 9th at 7:30.
January 9th at 7:30. We have to definitely change this time because that 5:30, 5 o'clock gonna be coming around real soon, and y'all ain't gonna see me.
That's
Y'all
in
not
March.
going
That's
to
March
see.
5th.
That's real close. You blink,
Yep.
it's gonna be March. We got to change it.
Okay, so I'm going to keep the agenda the same. I'm not adding anything to it, correct? Nothing?
Correct, because we can't vote on it for approval anyway.
Okay.
It is 8:17, and this meeting is adjourned.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
Have a great day, everyone.